Hey guys, hopefully you can see me. If not, well, let me know in the chat. Well, why is it coming through that way? Well, that's not good. All right, I'm gonna fix this. Okay. All right, bear with me here. Getting this set up for like the first time ever, so. Well, got new camera equipment and I just haven't set it up yet, so. All right, guys, welcome. Inaugural YouTube Live. Never done anything like this before, so hopefully it doesn't suck. Yeah. Everybody's night, I hope is going well. Feel free to drop a line in the chat. Going to be playing a little bit of a game later. Wait for a couple more people to hop on. What we have in here right now. All right, I got all 4 people. I'll take that. That's more than I thought would show up to initially. You guys, please feel free to drop in the comments. But appreciate you guys stopping in. I don't know how I can see which one of you guys in here, or who's in here, but let's see if it'll tell me. Nope. Oh well. Cheers, Jigs. Thanks for stopping in. One shout out equals $10. Okay, that's fair. We can do that. So yeah, this is our first live stream. I've been kind of meaning to get around to doing something like this for a while. Some people have asked about it. People have asked for like stuff as wild as like a meetup, like getting some of my subscribers together for a meetup. I do not think there are that many of you guys out there that want to do that, but I mean, if there's that big of a following, maybe we'll throw a barbecue or something in Travis's backyard or something. Yeah, thank you, Jigs. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's kind of a terrifying experience, but some of you guys are pretty cool. Some of the subscribers, you guys have messaged and shown your support, and I really appreciate that. Shout out to Tevin. Appreciate you being here. Appreciate you checking out the live stream. I know everybody's probably had a long day at this point. God knows I have. Gets better after time. I sure hope so, man. I hope you're right. But anyways, we're gonna play a little game tonight. So one of our friends, the Whiskey Shaman, sent me a game along with quite a few samples, a Glencairn, Glen Topper. Really, really nice care package. Probably the best care package I have seen maybe ever, with the exception of, I think King's family probably takes the cake though. They sent me about half a dozen full bottles, so that was incredibly nice of them. But we got the game. We're gonna get that going. We'll see how many of you guys stick around. I know we had up to 9. Now there's only 6. I expect that number to fluctuate a lot because I'm not that entertaining, but we'll see. All right. So, from what I understand, this should already be like blind marked, so I'm not cheating by opening this up like this. But wow, okay, so we got 2 in here. 2 in, okay, so we got 4 samples. Yes. 4 samples. The only thing I know about this is these are all Texas whiskeys, and according according to the rules, I got to find the type, the proof, and the age. So, I mean, it should be easy enough, right? Amir Azad, Persian Gulf. Wow. Okay, so somebody from the Persian Gulf is watching this. That's okay. I didn't realize that my reach extended that far, but hey, man, thank you for being here. That's awesome. I really appreciate it. I appreciate all you guys. You know, you take your time, you watch the videos, you leave some comments. That's kind of how this all works, right? You know, trying to make it successful. So if you guys have any suggestions, always open to it. You know, just be kind. You know, I'm sensitive. All right, there's number 3. Man, I have no idea what any of these are, so this is going to be very, very interesting. Get some glasses going. Yeah, Travis, my backyard. I don't know. I did just get a French drain put in, so it should be significantly drier than it used to be. All right. Some sample glasses here. Cask 520. Hey, thanks for the sub, man. I appreciate that. I'm hoping we can get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. Hopefully, this experience right here that you guys are sharing with me will get a lot cleaner, a lot more polished once I kind of figure things out. So, thank you for being my guinea pigs this first time out here. Let's see. All right, I got a notebook here. Take my notes. All right. Travis Sievart. Cheers, all. Always great pours with Trevor. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, duh, it's Travis. Durr. Yes, guys, if you're here, please hit that thumbs up button. Drop a like. Very much would appreciate that. Live streams are the most fun. Gives me a chance to kind of talk to you guys a little bit more than the comment section. I don't really get a ton of comments. I don't know why you guys don't like talking to me. Maybe that's a me thing. I don't know. I know everybody's busy. But all right. God, you know, he sealed these things incredibly well. There's definitely no drippy going on here. This will be good. And I'm not going to kill the entire sample because if it's something I really like, make sure that I can get into it a little bit later. Hopefully everybody's day is going well. Anybody do anything fun today? Unique? Maybe find a rare bottle. You guys score anything? I don't really hunt quite as much these days with the channel and everything else going on. It's actually gotten a lot harder to get out and go looking for stuff. All right, get these set up. Hey, there he is. The let's call him the sponsor of this live stream, the Whiskey Shaman. Hey, cheers, buddy. Thank you for the sample package, the care package, all the stickers, the Glencairn. Man, you are a stud, bro. I appreciate you. Thank you. Where am I located? So I'm in Michigan, like southeast Michigan, approximately. No, don't apologize for the electrical tape. There was 0 leaks here, dude. You packaged these things up the right way. I appreciate you. Okay, when I spoke too soon, it split. Oh, there we go. Yeah, Michigan used to be kind of a lousy place to go hunting for bottles, and it was kind of hard to get a hold of stuff. But the last like year or two, it's actually opened up a lot. We've had some stuff come into the state that we previously weren't able to get. We actually have Willet here now, which is awesome. Except you know, anything good, the Purple Tops or the High Age Rise, these store owners, we're like a warm state. We like it as hot as possible. So the store owners get to charge basically whatever they want, and we have to pay it. Whereas someplace like Ohio, right, they kind of get to they have to charge MSRP because the OHLQ manages all their prices. So me personally, I actually like to take a couple of trips to Ohio a couple times a year, just so I can go down there and find stuff at SRP. I've never found anything wonderful. I think one time I came across a bottle of Blanton's, which is not, it's not anything to write home about. The OHLQ struggle gets old. Yeah, I can imagine, but we just recently started getting some of my favorite brands into Michigan, like Buzzard's Roost. Really like their cigar rye and some of their char number one ryes. You guys also have Middle West Spirits, which is like the craziest hidden gem in the whiskey world right now, for me anyways. That Pumpernickel rye is like legit. Any of those double cask finishes they have at the distillery, I want to get my hands on. I wasn't able to get the Vino finish, the Vino di Naranja, however you pronounce it, and then the Neapolitan finish. I wanted both of those, but I couldn't get to Columbus because it's like a 3.5 hour drive, and I just, between Little League and family stuff and working a lot, there's just not time to get down there and go take a weekend and go visit the distillery. High Bank is a really, really cool distillery. The only thing I have from them is they recently came to the state about a year and a half ago as well, and we have one of their cigar cask, the Whiskey War cigar casks, and it was a single barrel pick for a local store here, Harper Liquorland, and it's actually really good. It's really pricey for what it is, in my opinion, but it was really good. Sam picked a hell of a barrel. The Texas tier 3 tier is bullshit as well. The whole state gets one case of Alec. Yeah, but you guys have Still Austin and Garrison Brothers, and I mean Garrison Brothers. I've only ever had. I had like one of the little like the boot flasks, like the little 375s of the boot flasks that I got at a duty free, and we really enjoyed that. But the single barrel, I tried a pour of it at a bar, and it was really good. I just have this thing where like if your entry level bottle is $90, $100 almost after tax, like that's just kind of a steep starting point. Cigar cask is absolutely amazing. Yeah, but Still Austin is definitely something that I've absolutely wanted to get more into. But all we have in the state is we have the regular bourbon and the regular rye, cask strength bourbon, cask strength rye, and then we could get single barrels, but the only place in Michigan that got a single barrel of that stuff was early this year. Total Wine got a single barrel, and for whatever reason, every party store in their owner can't talk today. Every party store owner decided to go buy like 3 or 4 bottles of it and then put it on the shelf in their store and sell it as a single barrel. Which I mean, technically it is, but I think it's kind of bad form to have somebody else's barrel on your shelf. So, that's just me. I don't know. Maybe I'm weird. You guys tell me. Alright, just gonna make a little bit of notes here. And we'll kind of maybe get going. Hopefully you guys have been liking the content I've been putting out. If not, let me know. Or if there's something you guys want to see me do that I haven't done yet, I'm always looking for ideas and input. I'd like to have other people get on these live streams with me at some point, or do some videos with some of the guys from the local club. It's just trying to coordinate everything can be a little bit challenging. But shout out to Dante, by the way, from Detroit City Distillery. I don't know, Dante, I don't know if you're on here. There's only 6 of you guys watching right now. I don't know if Dante's one of them, but Dante, if you are on here, thank you for kind of being a little bit of a mentor and all this stuff. And it's much appreciated. You've done a lot to kind of help me grow my reach in the local area the last couple of years here. Okay. Got a palate cleanser. Oh, there's just something about A&W root beer that just makes everything taste a little bit crisper, like when I switch to whiskey. I don't know if it's that, like, the anise or like the root or whatever it is that's in there, but that is a favorite for certain. All right, so here's the game. 4 sample blind. We're looking for, let's find the type, proof, and age. So it shouldn't be like that bad, I don't think. I'm usually pretty okay at this, but I know nothing, virtually nothing about Texas whiskeys. It's something that has kind of eluded me. I know that they're all going to be relatively young. from what I understand, because Garrison Brothers somehow charges like $400 for a 3-year-old whiskey because it ages like insanely fast in those shipping containers they use for rick houses or something, and it interacts with the wood really quickly because of the temperature swings. But I mean, I don't think they make it any differently down there. I could be wrong, but I don't think I am. I think they're. Let's see if I can fix the light splash here a little bit. That's not going to be that much better. Okay. Tim Garcia, never tried Texas whiskey. The Still Austin cask strength, Tim, if you are able to get a hold of that, that bottle actually hits really hard and way outside of its weight class. I mean, for $60-ish, it's really good. I like it a lot. It's not allocated or anything. If it's available in your state, it'll probably sit on the shelves. But if it's not allocated, I mean, or available, I wouldn't pay like an exorbitant amount of money for it. I would probably just wait, or when you go on a trip or something like that. They use 25-gallon barrels as well. They have full rick houses now. Okay, so no more aging in those shipping containers. That's good. But I mean, 25-gallon barrels, so you get a lot more of that wood influence. Okay. Yeah, there's a local distillery here that uses. They used to use a lot of 25-gallon barrels. They've moved up to the 32 gallons, which thankfully. But you guys may have heard me talk about them. But American Fifth is one of my favorites. They're here. They're like mid-Michigan, you know, like in true Michigan fashion. Like they're like right here, like right near Lansing. Actually, they're in Lansing proper. But all their stuff's, you know, really good. It's just relatively young, aged in 32-gallon barrels. They do a lot of single malts too, which is really cool. Their rye, they have 2 different kinds of rye. It's very interesting. Haven't had any Still Austin that hasn't been a banger. Our first, okay. I don't know how to get a hold of some Tanager, but all I have heard is that stuff slaps. That it is super good. That it's got to be on my bucket list. That I have to try it. It's out of this world. So, okay, I will do my best to get a hold of that at some point here if I can. Yeah, Still Austin. Yeah, they do good stuff. Oh. Yeah, I wouldn't say no to a sample of that if you have a bottle of it. I would appreciate that very much, sir. I mean, you please don't feel obligated. You've already done a ton. Yeah, you're definitely the sponsor of this first live stream. So, all right, let's go ahead and start getting into the game here a little bit. Go with sample 1. I'm just going to work my way from my left to the right, and we'll go one by one down the row. And I'm just going to throw out some random tasting notes, whatever, if you guys want to critique me or, you know, make fun of me. Let's go for it. Ooh. You love sampling out cool, unique things? Well, that's actually kind of a coincidence because I like drinking cool, unique things. So that works well. Okay, this is... I feel like this is the darkest one that you sent me, and this one, so, I don't know, this smells like a bourbon. But I don't know, there's definitely, if it's a bourbon, it's a high rye bourbon, because I'm getting a little bit of that rye spice on it, but there's like a leathery, fruity kind of vibe going on. A little bit of a coffee bean note. I don't know. Okay. Part of me is immediately thinking that this could be like a Balcones. Because this has like a weird kind of a funk to it. Definitely has a coffee bean note, which makes me think bourbon. You know what? Your first guess is your best guess, so I'm going to go bourbon. That's actually really good. Proof, this does not drink super hot. I would say this is, like, I'm going to go 98 on this. I'm not getting, like, any ethanol burn or anything. Okay. And then age. I mean, this is all Texas whiskey, and this just I don't know. I feel like I'm just being played with at this point because I have no clue how the maturity works with this stuff or how to really pick out the age. Oh, you don't know what you said? Well, be surprised for both of us then. 98 degrees, almost there. Yeah. Uh, age. I'm going to say. This seems complex enough that I'm going to say like 3 years. And I'm only saying 3 years because I feel like every Texas whiskey is like 2 to 3 years and that's it. Like after 3 years, you're just basically sucking on a popsicle stick and drizzle a little caramel on it and that's it. Take organizational notes from the Rye Guy. I don't know who that is. I'm not familiar with the Rye Guy. Is that another channel? I'm assuming it's another channel. There's a little bit of rye spice here. I think it's a high rye bourbon. I don't think this is like an American single malt or anything. Okay. Huge supporter of the community. Okay, right on. Right on. Okay. Okay. Got the palate cleansed sufficiently. All right, we're gonna move on to number dos, right? This one's a little bit lighter. Okay, this smells like very light and floral. Like this one's on the nose. This would be one that I would guess right away would be like a single malt. It's kind of fruity. Oh yeah, dude, I'll stop by and give you a sub for sure. I can do that. Okay, this is malty. Yep, right away. This is an ASM. It's American single malt. And that's not a bad thing. For those of you guys that hate ASMs, like you're just not drinking the right ones. You got to get used to that malted barley note. This has like some honey, a little bit of hay. It's kind of earthy, not unlike a Scotch, but this also has like a honey drizzle kind of finish. Like it's sweet on like the edges of the palate. There's a sweetness there, but it's also like kind of grainy, that maltiness. I mean, it tastes low proof. Like I don't know, 46%. I mean, I'm gonna guess 92 proof on this. And yeah, age. I'm gonna go with like it's fairly late, but I'm gonna go with 2 years. Right. I've had some ASMs that are just really good, and they're like 2 years old. Like I don't know what it is about the malted barley that only needs a little bit of time in the cask, and it just works. It's super floral though. There's like a fruit on the nose here that it's like almost like grapefruit. My son just had a prime the other day, and like that's like his version of whiskey, right? Anytime a new flavor drops, he's got to have the new bottle. He wants to try it so he can talk to his friends about it, um, which is cool because I visit a lot of liquor stores in the area, and I'll grab it up. But he opened one and he's like, "Oh, this smells good." I'm like, "Okay, so check it out." I'm like, "Dude, this smells like grapefruit." Take a pull off it, and it's like 100% the white gummy bears, like the pineapple gummy bear that definitely doesn't taste like pineapple, but it's like a weird grapefruity kind of pineapple. That's kind of what I'm getting on the nose of this. It's pleasant. It's got like that citrusy kind of stuff. I like it. Okay. Yeah, that's definitely an American single malt, I think. 2 years old, 92 proof. I'll go with that. Okay. Gotta find the right one. Give it time. Find the right what? What are we talking about? I feel so spacey today. Alright. Glass number 3. Okay. This smells like either like maybe a bourbon or a light whiskey. I'm getting corn, vanilla, and oak. Ooh. Oh, the right single malt? Yeah, there's some killer single malts out there. Stranahan's make some cool ones. The Jack Daniel's single malt is really good. Um, Honestly, one of my favorites is the American Fifth, and I'm just grabbing it. It's right here. But the American Fifth, this is a Spartan malt. They actually like revived an extinct strain of barley called Spartan malt barley, and MSU like brought it back, and American Fifth made a whiskey out of it. This was only 18 months old, and it's aged in 15-gallon barrels, but it is superb. Single malt's your favorite? Okay. Does that mean you're like a Scotch lover too, or just ASMs strictly? Okay, I feel like this one is another American single malt, or it's something funky like Bloody Butcher corn or something weird like that. Malty, earthy, like a faint hint of a tobacco leaf, but then there's like almost a caramelized caramel or burnt caramel or toasted caramel, whatever, like toasted oak and caramel that's also in there. So it is an American single malt. Maybe it's like an ex bourbon cask or something. Um, Man, I don't know. I want to say this one's another American single malt just because of how like grain forward it is. Proof on this, I mean, it drinks so easy. Oh, I don't know. I don't know, maybe 90. I'll double down on the 92 proof. I feel like there's a theme here because, like with scotches, my rule is non-chill filtered, um, at least 46%, and no artificial coloring. I don't feel like these would have artificial coloring to them, but 46% kind of seems to be the point where you don't have to chill filter anything. So, okay. And then age on this one, I'm gonna go with like another 2 years. 2 year age statement, I think. Why not? Yeah, well, I'm a universal whiskey appreciator, guys. So I mean, I'll drink basically all of it. I got, I can't flip the camera right now, and all the lights are off and everything, and I haven't really cleaned down here a ton. But you guys can obviously see what I have behind me. But the rest of the speakeasy on the other side of this camera, there's like 1,100 bottles, and we've got Scotches and Irish, bunch of Canadian because we're reasonably close to that Canadian border. So I try to get over there and get some good Canadian whiskeys. JP Weiser is definitely my favorite because we don't have access to Found North. I don't know why they don't sell Found North near me if it's Canadian whiskey. I just don't get it, but whatever. Somebody smarter than me, I'm sure, came up with that rule. Yeah, sticking with the American single malt. Okay. Some Glen Brenton. Is that Scotch? Glen Brenton. I don't know what that is. If it's Glen something, I mean that seems like Scotch because isn't like Glen Gaelic for like river or something? Oh, Canadian. Okay. I will keep an eye out, sir. The next time I hop over the border, I will see if I can find it for you. Okay, Canadian single malt. Yeah, we'll keep my eyes peeled. I'm going to make a note right now. Okay. All right. So, sample number 4, going into the last one here. And maybe we'll work our way back a little bit, and I'll take a second run at it. Okay, this one smells a little bit spicier, like spice heavy-ish. Definitely punchier. This one's gonna. I can already tell there's gonna be more proof on this than there is some of the other ones. That is a bourbon. That is a woodier bourbon. That is definitely a bourbon. Ooh, proof though is gonna be tough. That is a little dark. Thomas Gallagher, hey, thanks for being here, man. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yeah, first live stream, bit of a doozy. I apologize for any hiccups or anything, but I thank you for being here and sharing the experience with me. I was nervous, and now I'm just kind of excited to be here, and hanging out with you guys. So, bourbon, what did I see? Yeah, bourbon, okay, proof. This has like some, almost like a stewed raisin quality to it. A little bit peppery, which makes me think it's a little bit higher proof. Like I'm actually gonna say like 105 proof on this one. 105. First one is a mess, then after that it gets more fun. Yeah, I mean it's only gonna go up from here, guys. I've got some fairly new microphone and camera equipment that I'm not really super well versed in just yet. And I actually went out and bought a laptop specifically for being able to do this. So we'll see. The learning curve will be steep, I promise, but I will get a handle on it, and things will get better. So you guys tune in for the next one, and I have no idea when that'll be yet. But if you guys tune in, guarantee it gets better. This one, I'm gonna say this is also like 2.5 years. So yeah, 105 proof bourbon, 2 years. But the complexity on this one is a lot more than I think blind number 1 was, which makes me feel like I need to spend a little bit more time in the glass. This is probably my favorite one of the 4, though, if I'm being honest. Not that they haven't all been good. And again, thank you to the Whiskey Shaman for setting this all up for us. I appreciate you, dude. Cheers. Why do I feel like this is like a Garrison Brothers product of some variety? Or maybe still Austin? I don't know. That's actually really good. Okay. So, hey, Thomas Anderson. Cheers from Mid Michigan. Cheers, buddy. You're actually very, very close to me. We've kind of corresponded a bit in the comments. I'm glad you were able to make the live stream, man. I'm gonna try and get up to your neck of the woods within the next couple of weeks here. I know there's supposed to be a Mayor Pingree bottle dropping. You guys got an Evernorth bottle. I did not realize that the Quality Dairy sold like single barrel picks at the ones that sell alcohol. The only thing I go there for is like they have. If you guys are ever in Michigan and you're in like mid Michigan, you got to stop at the Quality Dairy and you have to get the dip, like the sour cream and onion dip. It is insanely good. I did not realize how good it was. My fiance went to school there, and she was been like raving about this chip dip for forever. So the last time we were there, I'm like, fine, let's get 2 containers. Stopped by Meijer, got some chips. Like, came home, both containers gone. Like, in like a day and a half, and it wasn't like the little containers, the shallow ones. It was like the big ones, and we went through both of those things. They were incredibly good. Yeah, Travis, the dip. Yeah, it is so good. I'm very jealous that Thomas Anderson here gets to have that whenever he wants because we don't have QDs around us. All I got is a lame old 7-Eleven. Let me tell you about what they don't sell. It's not that chip dip. And the bottles they sell, like it's oh here, let me get a pint of Crown Royal. It's about as exciting as a wet fart, I assure you. All right. I'm gonna run through here again real quick, just to double check everything. Start back at 1, work our way back. Okay. Wow. Now this one smells like straight up maple syrup in a glass. Like this smells like pancakes and syrup. How the hell did I miss that the first time around? This is beautiful. Maybe it needed to open up a little bit? I don't know. Yeah. A little youthiness to this one. I don't know if I'm going to say 3 years. After tasting number 4, I don't know if about 3 years anymore. This smells amazing. It smells absolutely phenomenal. I would not be surprised if this is like a maple syrup. I called QD Corporate a few weeks ago, and the only store pick they have coming in the near future is a Maker's Mark pick. Well, that's discouraging as hell. Maybe Big Ten is getting something cool. Sometimes letting Texas whiskey sit opens it up, and a drop of water on the higher proof ones. Water makes you weak. I'm a firm believer in that. So I tell the kids at Little League, anyways, you don't need a water break. Heat exhaustion builds character. Yeah, it did open up. It opened up a lot. That is, oh my god. If this bottle is even halfway attainable, I'm gonna be owning one just so I can sit there and shove my nose in the neck of it. Yeah, this is just Texas needs water. Yeah. Yeah, God. Oh, maple syrup. That is beautiful. That is awesome. But I'm gonna say 2 years on that one. I'm gonna go from 3 years to 2 years. But 98 proof bourbon. I mean, I'm staying the course with the rest of it. All right, next one up. This is sample number 2. This one I had down as an American single malt, 92 proof, and like 2 years old. Okay, so this one got like fruitier. I smell like some tropical fruits, like a tropical fruit cocktail. I don't know if you guys ever had those like Del Monte fruit cups in your lunch when you were a kid, like the little metal ones that were like the size of like a skull tin but like deeper, and you had to like a pop can. You had to pull the tab and then rip it open, and it had the tropical fruit inside, like the pineapple and the pears. That's kind of what I'm smelling in this glass. Real pineapple-y, which also makes me think some type of a single malt because I get that pineapple note off of, believe it or not, Tullamore Dew gives me like tropical fruit notes. Uh oh, you're saying wow. Why did? Why are you saying wow? That scares me a little bit. Maybe I'm just that far off my rocker. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with ASM 92. No, 2 years. Never got pineapple. You know what? I'm gonna send you some samples because there is a Griffin Claws, a distillery near here, and they have a bourbon that is 10 years old, bottled and bond. And I swear to you, this tastes like grilled pineapple, right down to it has like that drying effect on your tongue that actual citrus fruit does. It is the craziest thing ever. Ode's Big Ten had one Blue Label Pingree left last Friday, probably gone. Had to buy 2 standard bourbons and a rise. Also, total was two. Oh, I got real lucky the last time I was in town, and I was able to get a Pingree 10 year, their toasted pick, and their architect pick. And I think I got out the door for like less than $200 for all 3 of those. I'm not sure how that happened, but when the guy told me the total and it was like 170, I didn't ask questions. I just bolted. Like it had the 10 year estate and it was the higher rye one. So, um, and then their architect pick was just amazing. I'm a big Penelope Slappy though. Anybody who watches the channel, I'm sure you guys have already seen that I just have like a raging mega huge boner for Penelope and everything they're coming up with lately. But yeah, 270. I mean, I guess you're getting three bottles. That's not the worst thing in the world. But Pingree Blue Label, it's just expensive, man. Um, one of the local clubs I belong to though is doing a like a double barrel pick in like a month's time where they're choosing a blue label and a black label, and I'm gonna get to participate in picking that barrel. And then another local club is doing a blue label pick, and I'm hoping that I get to participate in that one. So fingers crossed. Okay, this one. I don't know what to make of this one. I got caramely, like a brulee caramel. Still grainy though. Still some grain to it. Uh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna stick with that one too. American Single Malt, 92 proof, 2 years. Thomas Gallagher just got a Penelope cigar on Monday. We'll probably crack it open this weekend. Dude, those cigar sessions are legit. I can't wait for Chapter 2 to come out. If I get an opportunity to buy a backup of Chapter 1, I'll do it. For less than $100, that bottle is a banger at like 101 proof. The way that they blended an American single malt, a light whiskey, and a bourbon together and came up with that, like the exact way that a cigar, the way it tastes like you're smoking a cigar, but you're drinking it. It's insane. I'm a huge fan of that. Okay. Going back to number four, got the last one here. Okay. This one got a little spicier on me, a little oakier, but not bad. A little bit of like a mapley kind of note to it. I like it though. Let's see. Yeah, I'm still gonna say bourbon on this one. 105, 2 years old. I guess 2 years on all of these. This one actually might be the one that I'm gonna bump up to 3 years. I feel like this one's gonna be a 3 year old, just because I haven't seen cigar yet in my hood. Yeah, I hear that they're making their way across the country right now with distribution. It's weird because Michigan is usually the last place to get a lot of this stuff, and lately we've been way higher up on the food chain in terms of our allocation. So it's been nice. Penelope is easily found everywhere in northern New Jersey except for the cigar bottle. Ooh, that's a bummer. Can you get the light whiskey though? Can you get like the single barrel picks? Because if you can get those, I mean, hey, I will take a Penelope light whiskey pick any day of the week. I think that their 17 year, which is the only one I've had, but it is an absolute butterscotch bomb for me. I think it's amazing. I think it's really, really well done. I love that it's nearly a hazmat. And when the 20 year comes out, I will be hunting that thing like Nate the Great. Just dated myself a little bit with that statement, but cigar session went quick when it finally hit Ohio. Yeah, I can imagine. I'm sure there were people lining up outside of places. Usually when I go, I always go to Joseph's Beverage because bulk beverage closed down. But yeah, I used to go on like a Saturday morning when I knew stores were getting their allocation, and me and a buddy would go drive down there like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, and we'd stand in line for an hour, hour and 15 before they opened, and just try and get anything. And we never found anything good. One time, there was one bottle of Wild Turkey, the was it like the Generations or something like that? Masters Keep, one of those. And there was one bottle, and the guy who was first in the door grabbed it. I think I ended up settling for Buzzard's Roost Cigar Rye, which is one of my favorite like cigar finishes there is. So I mean, that's a win for me. Yes, at many locations, dude. Okay, well then I'm jealous because I love Penelope single barrels. I think they're amazing, especially the light whiskey ones. Uh, Guess I should have gotten the Penelope cigar blend 2 weeks ago for 91 at a little liquor store in northern Michigan. I mean, full disclosure, $90 is what I paid for mine, and I think that's only $10 over SRP. I will pay a few bucks over MSRP to my local store because I know that Total Wine's not getting it. Um, he's been getting more and more allocations. The guys help me get stuff like Coy Hill, Blanton's, um, what else? Michter's toast, not toasted, the single barrel rye, Bombergers, Shanks, the 1792 cognac finish. I got a review dropping on that tomorrow. He helped me get one of those. I mean, basically, if I know it's coming out in the near future and I send him a message, be like, hey, I'm on the lookout for this, he'll usually hold one back for me. Now, the other side of that coin is I go up there for absolutely everything. We need milk, bottles of water, energy drinks, wood for the bonfire, beer, ice, propane. Like, we go up there for everything. And when me and the fam take a walk through the neighborhood, we almost always stop in. We get like ice cream, whatever. We spend money with them just on principle. I've got to bolt to get ready for our stream. Cheers. Hey, cheers, dude. If I finish this up, I'll check you out and see if you guys are still streaming and return the favor. But I appreciate you being here, and I'll definitely check your channel out, man. Thank you. 1792 cognac sounds good. It's actually really good. It is for the MSRP. I think it's fantastic. I think they did a good job with it. 95 proof feels a little bit light to me, but drinking it, it's not. I would have loved to see it at 100, but I know most of the 1792 products are below 100 proof. I think we were lucky to get this one at 95 because the 12 years at like what 91.4 or something like that. The sweet wheat is cool. Like the sweet wheat, it's good. I won't hunt the sweet wheat or the 12 year because they're just kind of eh to me. I would rather drink a bottled and bond because I get banana runts like crazy off the bottled and bond, and it is awesome. It's like banana runts and like bruleed bananas. It is just a banana bomb, and I'm cool with that. I love it. I get the same thing off the Jack Daniel's bottled and bond, not the bonded, different. The bottled and bond that you get at the duty freeze. I have 3 or 4 of those 1 liter bottles to make sure that I never run out. And the first bottle has lasted me. I'm halfway through it, and it's been like 2 years. I know that sounds really bad, but when you've got like 1,100 bottles to choose from, you got to kind of move around a little bit. And we don't drink every day. We don't. Everybody assumes you drink all the time because you got this much. Not the case. 1792 cognac finished bottle, same thing as the Thomas S. More juice. I've heard. Not familiar with Thomas S. More. Is that the one that Sazerac had with like the tall, thin bottles? If that's the case, I'm not. I've never tried any of them, but it's on my list. Like to roll the dice and get the single barrels. Yeah, yeah. Some of them been really good. I only have like 2 of them, but some like the 1792 foolproof like picks are just absolute bombs. I have one that is like an oak and molasses bomb that I cannot believe how good it is. And then I've got another one that is just tastes like dried popsicle sticks and is not that great. So I mean, it truly is like a feast or famine with those. Um, but okay, we just hit. Oh man, we're creeping up on that hour mark. Okay, so sample number one, I said bourbon, 98 proof, and 2 years. So, and I'm just gonna try and peel this painter's tape off, and hopefully that'll leave the label. And we'll see if I'm any good at this or not. I could, full disclosure, be absolute trash at it, and you guys can just criticize me all you want in the comments. Okay, Treaty Oak Ghost Hill Texas Bourbon Single Barrel. So, got bourbon. Was way off on proof. I guessed 98. This is 114.1. I don't know how old it is. If Whiskey Shaman is able to tell us the Treaty Oak, I've seen Treaty Oak sitting on the shelves here, but there's only one type of it that's sold in Michigan, and it's not a single barrel. But 4.3 years. Okay, so my proof meter or proofometer or whatever is totally busted. That's interesting. It's really good though. I swear that there was pancake syrup, some type of maple syrup finish on this. That just smells really good. Huh. I'll have to look more into Treaty Oak. All right, number 2. have a 1792 single barrel bottle about years ago and just cracked it open recently, and it's phenomenal. Yeah, man, some of those older 1792 picks from like 2, 3 years ago, they were just producing some bangers. I don't know exactly what happened with them. They stopped doing tours and they kind of stopped putting out new releases. It was just kind of the same thing for a few years there. And now we've got the cognac finish coming out. We have the 15 year that's coming out. And I've heard rumors that they're bringing back the port finish or they're bringing back the high rise. So hopefully some cool stuff coming out of there. They sourced for a long time, but this is all their own stuff. Dripping Springs, Texas, right outside of Austin. Okay, good to know. I've been meaning to take a trip to Texas. My fiance, her old college roommate, lives down there. That'd be fun to do. All right, so number 2, I said American single malt, 92 proof, 2 years. Okay. Bent Distilling. I just watched a Bruzel video where they talk about these guys a lot. Unbent straight wheat whiskey. Okay, so not a single malt, wheat whiskey. 4 years. I said 2. I stand corrected. These are all probably going to be older than I thought they would be. And it's 100 proof. Okay. Eating some humble pie here. I swear I used to be good at this. But in my defense, Texas whiskey is weird. Not as weird as some of the people from Texas, but like Texas whiskey is a little bit weird. Alright, we'll go to number 3. If I can like deadhead one of these, I'll just be over the moon. But okay, number 3. I said American single malt, 92 proof, 2 years. This is a wheated bourbon. Okay, great. Off to a banger of a start. 111 proof. Are you kidding me? Okay. And then it's 4 years old. Wow. Okay. Cool. Oh, let's see. 60% wheat, 20% rye, 20% malt. Wow. Okay, that's a very interesting mash bill. That's on the bent. Okay, 100 proof. All right. This one does not drink like 111 proof. I was expecting this to be like a Balcones or something. That drink's incredibly light for 111 proof. That is not my fault. I'm gonna say it right now. Yeah, that is the Coastline. Yeah, 111 proof. That drink's so light, and yeah, number 3 is the Coastline. Yeah, it just drinks so light and approachable. Like I honestly thought that was like a low 90s proof. I got no burn out of it. Either I'm just becoming completely like unaware of the proof, but I mean, it's really good. All right, and number 4. Okay, last chance for happiness. Galveston, Texas, 60 corn, 20 wheat, 20 malt. What is, wow, so 60, 20, 20 must be like a popular mash bill for Texas. Okay. All right, number 4, I haven't looked at it yet. Last chance for happiness. I said bourbon, 105 proof, at 3 years. So chances are this might be a bourbon. I'm probably low on proof, and I am probably low on the age statement, but we'll see. So this is Grayson. Okay, I saw this one on the Bruzel the Bruzel video as well, and I've heard that this is like a blend of various different Texas whiskeys, and I dig it. Grayson Texas Straight Blended Bourbon. So I got bourbon. So 105 is what I guessed. This is 116.1. So I was light on that. I don't know what the age on this is because it's a blend, but I'm going to assume it's a blend of 4-year-old Texas whiskeys, because why the hell wouldn't it be? Right? I don't know. That was my favorite, though. This Grayson was my absolute favorite. What do we say the first one was? The Treaty Oak had the best nose, but the Grayson was my favorite. Wow, almost just dropped the glass. That would have been embarrassing on a live stream. Okay, so minimum 2 year, mostly 3.5. So I guess 3 years. So I guessed bourbon correct. I'm gonna give myself the mark for 3 years. I feel like that's fair because I definitely fell on my face with a couple of the other ones. But that was wow. Okay, so there's some like really interesting stuff happening in Texas whiskeys, and that's awesome. Um, Majority Iron Root Republic. Okay. Now they do sell Iron Root Republic here in Michigan, but I know nothing about it, so I haven't touched any of it. The Harbinger, I think, is what they call the one that we have on the shelf here. I don't know if that's what they call all of them. I've heard that they're good, but nobody I know tries them. Nobody I know has been buying them. They're always sitting on the shelves at the Total Wine. So I haven't bought one because reasons. It's a buy all day. Okay. All right. Next time I go to Total Wine, because they're the only place. Fair disclosure, they're the only place I know that carries it. Next time I go to Total Wine, I'll definitely grab one up because, I mean, if that's anywhere near as good as the Still Austin cask strength, that's gonna be an absolute banger. Oh, this is good. Yeah. All right. Thank you, sir, for those samples. That was awesome. Iron Root in Michigan. Which Total Wine? The Total Wine in Sterling Heights has it, and I think I saw the Total Wine in Rochester. I think I saw some while I was there too. Oh, 5% red corn in their mash. Okay. Makes sense enough. You know, the only time I've had any kind of red corn was when I went to Jep the Creed last summer, and they had a Bloody Butcher corn that was like, I want to say it was like 68% Bloody Butcher corn, and it was just not great. It just wasn't. I didn't like it very much. In fact, I think we made a meme out of it for the Instagram channel. Just my face and how it looked like reacting to tasting it. Um, I don't know. Blue corn though is pretty good. Blue corn whiskey seems to agree with me quite a bit. The Smoke Eye Hill, I think it was a batch one, same batch that got sent out for like the whiskey awards or the Ascot awards. That one was really really cool. That was really good. So blue corn, 100% on board with. Red corn, I don't know. Yeah, I do have a bottle of, and Thomas Anderson might be able to shed some light on this. So this is a red, white, and blue corn cask strength from Red Cedar in Lansing. So red corn, white corn, blue corn, no yellow corn. This one is very spicy, and yeah, it's an interesting bottle. Some batches have 10% malted blue corn. Okay, malted blue corn sounds interesting and like something that I need to experience. Definitely gonna be looking at some Iron Root batches then. I don't know like what their labels are like, but I'll give it a shot. I've had other people tell me that it's good. I've heard people on the internet say really good things about Iron Root Republic. So, all right, cool. I'm game. I'll try new stuff. Travis, no blue for me. Bummer, dude. I don't know. You know your palate. So I mean, if you don't like blue corn, hey, I get that. Didn't New Riff do like one of the Silver Grove releases or something? Or maybe it wasn't the Silver Grove. It was maybe one of their limited releases where it was blue corn or blue estate corn or something like that. I know you gave me a sample of it, and I haven't tried it yet. But the Smoke Eye Hill was really good. So I don't know. Maybe it's just their mash bill. Who knows? I don't know. But, well, the game was fun. The blinds were not nearly what I thought they were. My first skip for New Riff, just not me. Yeah, no, I get it. Hey, I've got the sherry finished rye, and it's pretty good. It drinks hot, but it's pretty good. Definitely want to grab one of those. I'll get a sample out to you as well. We'll put together a care package for you, find some stuff that you're looking for. Passed on that Red Cedar bottle. When I went to get one at a gas station in Okemos, it was gone. Yeah, so I hit that Okemos station every time we come into town. It's like my first stop. This one's, it's interesting. So it's a 5-year, 63.1. So what is that? Like 126.2 proof. it just drinks hot. Like cinnamon, red hots, and not quite kerosene, but it just, for only 126 proof, it just drinks hot and spicy. And I didn't get a whole lot more out of it other than hot and spicy. And this bottle is like 3 years old. Um, yeah, they bottled it in June of 22. And I mean, I still have quite a bit of it hanging out in this bottle here. I'll come back to it periodically to try it. I did use it in like an experiment, right, for some higher proof cocktails, and it's okay. But drinking it neat, it's a little bit rough. New Riff Balboa Rye is great, Tim. You are absolutely correct. I love that bottle. I've got one right back here behind me. Um, I'm glad that it's becoming more available and the price hasn't really gone up at all. Uh, Thomas Anderson, did you get the? God, I don't know. I think it was last summer. They had these 375s of like the 10-year popcorn bourbon. Did you get one of these, and is it any good, do you think? I haven't. I've tried a little bit out of it. It was only 80 proof, so I wasn't thrilled with that. But I think it's the oldest stuff that Red Cedar's put out to date. Um, yeah, and New Riff, their ryes are just next level. Even like the regular bottled and bond stuff that sits on the shelf, it's just really, really good. For like the 48 bucks or 50 bucks, it just, it's hard to beat. Lansing has like two or three really good distilleries, and then there's one that is just west of Lansing that they were at the Lansing Bourbon Festival back in March, and they had some really unique mash bills, and their whiskey was just not very good. I forget the name of it, but I think their stuff was all like a year or a year and a half old, 18 months. And I applaud anybody who's going to, bring an 18-month-old whiskey to market. I know you got to sell it. I know you got to get money going. You got to be moving product because that's just how you keep the distillery open. But yikes. It was not good. It was really, really not good. It was super ethanol-y and very corny, but not in a good way. Really been into ryes lately. Can't get enough spice. And yeah, I mean, me personally, I drink a lot of ryes in the wintertime. Summers, it's a lot of light whiskey and a lot of bourbons. I spend a lot of time on the patio. We have a bonfire pit, got the pool in the backyard, so I'm always hanging out back there. Usually with a cigar or something, just kind of chilling, relaxing, trying to de-stress from the day. My job is fairly stress heavy. Travis knows he's seen me in full on stress out mode around the office, but yeah, ryes are. I mean, depending on the rye, I'm a big fan of like the Old Pepper Finest Kentucky Oak. Probably one of the better ryes that I have. Michter's obviously is really good stuff, but I try to drink the local stuff. There's this Wheeler rye has a super unique proof point to it. Um, yeah, really been getting into some of the Valentine stuff though lately. I don't know if it's because we got a pick coming up or if that's just the direction my palate's going in, but you guys can kind of see all the stuff back behind me. It's not coincidental, it's for a reason. I like that stuff, man. I do. So what else is going on, guys? You got me for another probably 10, 15 minutes. I'll probably wrap this up around the like hour 20, maybe closer to 9:30. What do you guys want to talk about? What's going on in the world? Just picked up a Driftless Glen 8.5-year rye store pick from Rollers in Hilton Head. Amazing pour. Do we get Driftless Glen in Michigan? I don't know if I've ever seen a Driftless Glen here in Michigan, let alone a store pick. And I know Hilton Head is in Michigan, but if you asked me to point it out on a map, could not do it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm going to definitely finish the rest of this Treaty because this is amazing. I'm all craft on rye, Stolen Wolf, Devil's River rye, Dad's Head. I do have a couple of Stolen Wolves that are pretty good. One's just their straight rye, it's like 2 or 3 years old, and then their, I think it's wine cask or red wine finish, port wine. They're good. It's like a Pennsylvania style rye. I like that. I've heard good things about Dad's Hat, but I've never had it. I know that's like a Pennsylvania rye. I don't know if you can. Is that for whatever reason, I want to say like Monongahela rye. Isn't that like a Pennsylvania method or a Pennsylvania style of rye? You guys can tell me if I'm wrong. And then Few. I've never bought a bottle of Few spirits. I see it on the shelves, but I never really like I don't know. I never really grab it. Maybe I'll have to do that. Hilton Head, South Carolina. Yeah, shows you how much I know about geography, dude. That was my worst subject, like bar none, my worst subject. What is your perfect bourbon age? Oh, that's a question that's gonna get me shot if I answer that. I don't know. Um, I think a perfect bourbon age is, I mean, it's largely subjective to where it's aged. But I mean, I've had some really good 5 and 6 year barrels, but I've also had some really, really good like 12 and 13-year-old bottles as well. So I mean, I guess I don't really have a ideal age, but I like to see stuff around 6 or 7 years old if it's higher proof. If it's a little lower proof, I like to see that 9 or 10 year age statement. But that's me. I'm kind of a proof whore and I'm a little bit of an age statement slut. But what are you gonna do? That's what I prefer. Now I have had there's a couple of Detroit City bottles down here that are like 3 years old that I think are just like chef's kiss, really good. But that's kind of the exception to the rule for me. Hey, Michael, thanks for joining the live stream, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Thoughts on Knob 12? I'm not the biggest Knob Creek fan. The Knob Creek 9 doesn't really do anything for me. I don't like most of the Jim Beam stuff just because of that Beam funk. I will tell you that of the Beam products I've had, the Knob Creek 12 year is my favorite. I have two bottles of it. One is an old Dusty that I haven't opened. It's the old glass. It's from probably based on the laser date and the stamping on the glass bottle. I think it's like a 2012, 2013 bottle, right? I think that's what I'm thinking of. Anyways, the one I opened is from like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and it's good. I haven't gone back to it in a minute, but I enjoy it. Let's see. My podcast with Aaron from Few comes out. So, okay, I'll have to listen to that. Um, Weekends are usually my time to kind of catch up on podcasts and such. So I will definitely be checking that out. Dad's hat reminds me of A. Overholt. Okay, I actually really like the Overholt. When I was passing through Ohio a while back, I did get one of the Overholt bottles that was specifically just for Ohio. It was like 114 proof. Have not opened it yet. I just haven't had a reason to go to it. I did try the Overholt Monongahela or Monongahela, Monong, Monongahela. I don't know how it's pronounced, but I did get one of those. Tried it. It was okay. It did not light my world on fire. I was hoping to have like this eye-opening like rye experience because it's this old school style of rye making, this old school style of whiskey making, and it didn't really do anything for me. I mean, I don't regret buying it. It's a cool bottle. It's a cool story. Love the cork on it. I'll have to go back to it. I'm kind of staring at it right now, but I'll have to go back to it and just see what it's about. Maybe it's opened up. It's probably been a good year since I bought it. I have family in Western Michigan. Do you ever head west to New Holland? Dragon's Milk is very good. I have not been to Dragon's Milk yet, but I really, really, really want to go. I like all the origin stuff. I've got one of the toasted single barrels. I think the bonded is really good. At a whiskey festival, I got to try the Dragon's Milk 10 year, and that is one of my top three favorite bourbons I've ever had, hands down. I know the bottles are like $200 when they come available, and I would pay that money because it is so good. Um, I used a lot of my tickets at that whiskey festival to get two pours of that because I just could not get enough of it. Never seen it for sale on this side of the state. From what I understand, it's probably only distillery only, but like the maple cask finish is really good. Um, some of the other finishes are supposed to be really good. I don't know. I haven't had them personally. I also want to check out Walleye Run while I'm over on that side of town. Uh, Love Knob Creek 12. Can't wait for the 21-year bottle. I don't know, man. 21 years in a barrel just seems like it's going to be an oak bomb and not in that good way. I've never tried the Knob Creek 15 or the 18, so I don't know which way it's kind of trending. I've heard that the 12 is kind of the best of the lineup and the 15 is close to it. I've heard the 18 is over oaked, so maybe the 21 will be even worse, or maybe it'll be a return to form. I don't know. If somebody offered me a pour of it or a sample of it, I would gladly take it, do a review, see what's going on with it. Maybe I'm wrong. That has happened, rarely in my life. I'm usually never wrong. I thought I was once though, but turns out I was mistaken. Can you recommend a similar bottle at around the same 12-year age and price that I can actually find? To which bottle? The Knob 12, 100 proof, 12-year age statement. Yeah. I mean, 12-year age statement in price. I mean, Black Saddle 12 year is going to be cheaper and around the same price, but it's a totally different flavor profile. Uh, 12 year, that's a hard one. I got to think on that for a second. I do not know for to say. I mean, 10 years, just kind of looking around the basement here, seeing what. I don't know, dude. That's tough. I've never actually been asked for a comp to Knob 12. That's tough. Um, I don't know. It's starting to pop up more though, so don't get discouraged. If you're looking for something like that and you want to spend a little bit more money, but if the age statement's a sticking point, I don't know. But some of the Peerless stuff, and I'm not a big Peerless fan because of their price, but some of the Peerless stuff has been coming out lately is it's really good. Dad's Hat is 80 rye, 20 malted rye, and ages are all over. I have one that's 18 months and one that's six. Okay. Yeah, Dad's Hat, I've only ever seen like one or two bottles. It does not seem to be in Michigan, or if it is, like it kind of got here by mistake. Um, I'm not knocking it, would definitely try it. If I ever go to Pennsylvania, which we're supposed to be going at the end of September, me and some of my guy friends are going to do a course in at the end of September, I would stop and maybe see if there's some single barrel picks or something that I could grab that might be, worthwhile. Knob Creek Rye is awesome. Yeah, I don't mind Knob Creek Rye. The single barrels, I've only had one single barrel, and I believe that was actually maybe at Travis's house, and it was pretty good. I have some shelf bottles, like one's a 1 liter, and I usually use that for cocktail making because it's 100 proof. It's kind of like a nice minty rye that holds up well in a cocktail if I'm looking for that sort of thing. Knob Creek 15 is amazing and impossible to find anymore, except in a few California liquor stores. Think you can't even get it at the distillery anymore. Um, there is a store near me that has a Knob Creek 15. They're asking $200 for it, and just not being a huge Knob Creek fan, I haven't picked it up because every time I get like a spare $200, either something else comes up to spend it on, like around the house and such, or I find like three bottles for that money, and it's still there. It's been sitting there for a year and a half, and it's at this dumpy little unassuming party store around the corner from where I work. And maybe I'll go back and take a look and see about grabbing it up. But um, yeah, I've not had the best experience with Knob Creek products. Um, I don't know why. I've never had the Knob Creek 9, the 120 proof. I've only had the 100 proof. But most of the Jim Beam products, I've got a lot of whatever those old um, what was it called? They were older bottles. They had like a unique shape to them, and there was like the distilled from brown rice, and then there was the Spanish brandy cask finish, and one was aged 12 years, and they don't make it. The Masters Keep or no, Masters Keep is Wild Turkey. Shoot, I don't know. If you guys know Jim Beam, you'll know what I'm talking about. But I have like three of them sitting on the shelf over here, and I bought them up because I was just like, yeah, these are super old, and they're definitely going to be really good. Have not opened them, but I haven't heard good things about them either. I got like some Baker's 7. I got the old bottle and the new bottle, the small batch and the single barrel, and they're okay, but they're nothing to really get jazzed over. If I found like a Baker 7 that was like 9 years old or something, I would probably buy that. As it is, all the ones I find are like low 7 years. Um, and then I do have like the Knob Creek, or not the Knob Creek, the Jim Beam Choice, the old green label bottle. I do have like two or three of those because I know that they are out of production. So I wanted to have them in case they ended up being really good. And they're like $15 when you do find them around here. And they're really just not very good. There's a reason Jim Beam discontinued it. It's a 5-year-old Jim Beam product, and it's just not great. It's not. That's it. Give the Peerless a shot, dude. Yeah, definitely give the Peerless a try. I'm trying to think what else you could grab. Michael, what state are you in? I'm trying to think what else you could grab that would be at that rough age and proof point. If you're in Michigan, I would say check out Griffin Claws Bottled and Bond. Oh, okay, New Jersey. Well, dude, just go buy a bunch of the Penelope Light whiskey picks. Those will be way better. Um, Yeah, I don't know. Um, maybe like OKI. If you guys get OKI, I don't know. Or there's these guys, and I don't know if you've ever heard of them, Michael, but they're called Common Ritual. This is a double barrel bourbon that's 8 years old, and it's like 116 proof, so a little bit hotter, but um, it's actually really, really good. But they source all their stuff and kind of blend it together and do interesting things. This one's really good. I would definitely recommend giving that a shot. I don't know how comparable it is to a Knob 12. I've never tried them next to each other, but definitely worth the try. Yes, yes, Travis. Not great does usually mean it's going to be a mixer. Um, and that's cool. Like some whiskeys are meant to be a mixer. Not all of them are going to be home runs. Some of them are going to be kind of bleh. But, you know, it is what it is. Not everything can be great because, then the truly good whiskeys kind of lose their meaning and their impact and they're not special. If they were all the same, I mean, we would just have one whiskey brand, right? Peerless is too much money for what they are for me. Oh, okay, so yeah, let's be real. Peerless is expensive. They are. I think the cheapest bottle I've ever seen is like $90. And any of their single barrels I've seen, especially at the distillery when we were there last year, they wanted like $170 for a single barrel rye, and it was like 4.5 years old. I'm sorry, I'm not paying that. I'm not paying nearly $200 after tax out the door for a single barrel rye. That and I'm sure it's great, but I'm not paying that. And then when we did our tasting at the end of the tour, everything there was pretty okay. Pretty okay. Not life altering, not world shaking, just pretty okay. So I get it. Thomas, I'm with you. I have two bottles of Peerless here in the Speakeasy, and I bought one, and the other one I got on trade for like some bookers that I didn't want. Thoughts on bourbon on the rocks? I used to drink bourbon on the rocks a few years ago, kind of before my palate got acclimated. Now I rarely put ice. Rarely put ice. Unless it's something super proofy and I'm outside and I feel like having some ice in it. I rarely put ice in my whiskey anymore. It's almost always neat, and it's almost always in a Glencairn. Sometimes it's in a rock glass. If I'm out around the fire, I'm not going to bother with a Glen. I'm going to the rocks glass. Just passed on a $114 Peerless Double Oaked Rye. Mistake. So, I mean, the Double Oaked Ryes are supposed to be really good. I don't know if it's a mistake at 114. I think that's pretty much the going rate, is right around 110 to 120 bucks. I would say you'll probably see it again at that price. Did you miss out on anything? I don't know. I don't know. I think at that price, I know you can get the Old Pepper Finest Kentucky Oak, which I think is better, and those are around 75 bucks, so you could save yourself $30, $40. Um, that's an option. But I mean, I don't know. It depends on your palate. If you really like Peerless, then maybe it's worth the $114 too. I don't know. I've only had the Peerless Double Oak once, and it was in that tasting flight at the distillery, and it was good, and I enjoyed it. But if I had to pay $120 for it, I don't think I would. Just me. Peerless is mid at best. The double barrel rye haven't had. Okay, so yeah, I would agree with that statement. It's good, not great. Mid is pretty accurate. I'm sure they have some sweetheart barrels that are just absolutely amazing. I haven't had any of those, so I'm not like a fanboy. I know there are people out there that will like live and die by the brand, and they're going to tell you that you're, a piece of crap because you don't like Peerless, or you don't know whiskey, or you just don't know what good whiskey tastes like. Okay, thank you for your opinion, but I don't agree with that. I don't. Um, I would love to be able to tell everybody like, hey, I know everything about whiskey ever, but I mean, the great thing about whiskey is it's kind of an all-encompassing world, right? Where everybody's doing something new. It's constantly changing. New things are constantly coming to the forefront. New barrel finishes, new blends. Penelope's doing all this new shit that nobody else is doing, and they're kind of just like blazing this trail that I hope a lot of people are going to follow through. And you got the purists on one side; they're saying absolutely not, won't drink anything other than just bourbon made the old-fashioned way. And then you got the other people who are like, dude, I don't care what you run it through or what you age it in. If it tastes good, I'm going to drink it. Kind of like to think I fall somewhere in the middle because I'm like a universal appreciator. I'll drink Irish, I'll drink Scotch. Just depends on my mood. You know, I like ryes. I have a couple of Indian single malt whiskeys down here that I have not opened yet. One's an Indri, and the other one is a John Paul. And the John Paul Nirvana I opened, and it was good. It's just very fruity and very light. It's not. It's not for me. I don't think. Yeah, I don't know. In a couple of years I've owned it, I think I've poured some for me, and then when my brother was over, he tried it, and he seemed to really like it. But I think that was the last time anybody touched that bottle. Yes, could not agree more, man. The best whiskey is the whiskey you like to drink the way you like to drink it. Tell people that all the time. You know, when like co specifically, it seems to happen with people at work a lot, where they ask about like what's the best whiskey and how do I taste whiskey, how do I smell whiskey, like taste and smell are subjective. You know, I can give you like a methodology on how to do it the right way so you don't blow the top of your mouth off when you drink it, but I can't tell you what to taste. You know, there's maybe you taste blueberries in a glass of whiskey, or I think recently I heard somebody describe that they tasted kiwis in a whiskey. Uh, okay. If that's what you taste, hey, that's awesome. Now there's going to be those people that are like, hey, that's not in that glass. You don't taste that. Those people are called assholes because nobody can tell you what you taste. Nobody can tell you what you smell. Nobody should be able to tell you how to drink your liquor. Now, I will say if you come over here and you grab like a super hard to find or super special bottle and you're like, I'll have that one with Coke. I will politely throw the can of Coke at you and ask you to get the hell off my land. But, I mean, if you're willing to come over, you're like, hey man, I like to drink mixed drinks. I like a whiskey and Coke. Okay, cool. I'm not going to knock you for it. But I'm also going to be grabbing something that's a little bit less special and allocated, and I'll mix you up a drink, and we'll hang out, watch some football, do whatever. But that's just my way. Penelope Project X Cognac Finish and Oloroso bottles are awesome. Yes. Have not tried the Cognac finished one yet. I did go run out and grab it when it hit a local store, but it's been sitting over on the shelf. I've got a backlog of stuff that I have to do reviews for. That one is going to make its way in at some point. I just don't know when. I did do a review for the Oloroso Project X because Harper Liquorland got one, and I thought it was really good. I think these Project X barrels are going to be awesome. I'm waiting for... I want to get the PX finish, the Pedro Jimenez finish, not just the Oloroso, but there's also one where they finish it in the sherry and the cognac and then throw them together in one bottle. And that's something I would really like to see. I think those double finishes, that's kind of the way things are moving. You look at the Havana, you look at the Rio, and those things are flying off the shelf. I think we're going to see a lot more dual finishes. One of my absolute favorite bottles down here is this the Campfire? Bonfire Blend. And this is from Evernorth. This is one of the first Bourbon Junkie bottles I got. This is their Spirit Walker 2. And let's see. It tells you on here somewhere where they finished it in. So yeah, it's bourbon and rye whiskey. So it's a Burr Rye that they finished in a honey barrel and ex-bourbon barrels with Amburana wood. So it's a honey and Amburana finish, kind of like a Rio killer. And, you know, 115 proof. I don't know what the age is on it, but you know, that dual finish, that's my jam. That's awesome. I think if you can do multiple finishes on something and have those finishes play off each other, I mean, why not? You know, take it an additional step. Penalty's coming out this later with an 11-year Omega bottle. Can't wait. Dude, I wish I could get some of the 11-year stuff, but I hear those are distillery only. I don't even know where to start trying to get a hold of an 11-year Omega bottle from Penelope. I know I'm not going to be able to get to the distillery for the release, just with my work schedule being what it is. There's no way I'm going to be able to get down there. Would love to get a hold of one. If they do like a mass distribution, I will cash in some favors and some goodwill with some store owners and try and get what I can. But who knows? Garrison did their Ladybird honey and cognac finish, the best Garrison. Okay, so when you say the best Garrison you've ever had, have you had the Cowboy Bourbon? Is the Cowboy Bourbon worth the $350 price tag? Or should I just spend like the $150 on the Ladybird? And that's going to be like the pinnacle of where Garrison Brothers is at. Because I see it, the blue wax is appealing. My fiance likes the Garrison Brothers small batch. I would buy it if it's something I think she'll like, but usually her jam is Sagamore. Sagamore Double Oak is her usual go-to. She loves the 8-year and the 9-year finishes, all the crazy unique like Manhattan finish, port finish. Those have all been really good. You know, maybe not the tequila cask finish. That distiller select maybe should have been thought out a little bit more. But hey, I'll buy them if they keep making them. I'll keep buying them. I killed the rum barrel finish. Got to find another one of those if they ever make it again. All right, guys. Well, it is. I've had the past 4 years super oaky, sweet, but super proofy. Somewhere has it. Okay. Is it, in your estimation, is it worth the $350? Full disclosure, those samples that you sent me, a couple of them are hazmat. I think. I've never actually had hazmat bourbon. I have a couple bottles down here that come real close, 139.8, but not an actual hazmat. And I think a couple of the ones you sent me were like 141, 145. So I'm intrigued to see what an actual hazmat bourbon tastes like, and just how punchy it is. Okay, so yeah, not worth it. I'm sorry, there's very few bottles in this world I'm going to pay $350 for. I mean, it can come in the cool little whiskey coffin, is what I call it, because it's got like the pillowing all around it, and that looks cool and all. But that's not me. I don't really have a place to display that where a bunch of people are going to see it. So $350 is just not. That's not going to cut it for me, man. I can't justify that. That's private baseball lessons for my son. That's, multiple Pingree single barrels. That's, maybe tires on the car. I mean, I don't know. You guys are adults. You know what the stuff costs. It's expensive. But, all right, guys. Well, it's about an hour and a half. I think we're going to blow the whistle on this one. I'll get you some banger hazmat. Bet. Please. I would very much be interested in, I'm going to do a video on my first hazmat, for certain. But I want to thank all you guys that stopped in here tonight. Thank you for sharing this experience with me. I know it was a little bit clunky. I might have been a little bit awkward. I apologize if I was. Things will get smoother from here on out. I'm going to try and get on like a regular schedule for live streams. I don't know if it's going to be weekly. Probably more like monthly or bi-weekly, depending on what my schedule is. Maybe we'll start it monthly and kind of ramp it up from there. But I appreciate y'all being here, really, from the bottom of my heart. It means a lot. I know there was only a few of us in here, but you guys, thank you for participating in the chat. Made me feel like we were all hanging out together, and that's really what I dig. So, good night, everybody. Cheers. Make sure if you guys haven't subscribed, you do so, and look out for new videos. I got another one dropping tomorrow. But until next time, guys, yeah, take her easy.